We've just come back from Tenerife.
Yeehaw! And whilst we was on holiday, there was a scale in the room. So I decided to just weigh myself every single day as a fun little experiment. And the results prove exactly why so many women quit their fat loss journeys way too quick.
In this video, we're going to go through why scale fluctuation, especially, during holiday and after holiday, is a load of rubbish. And at the end of this video, we're going to go through exactly what you need to do if you're on a fat loss phase during a holiday.
That's good.
What's so funny?
During a holiday. Now, my weight fluctuated a lot. And it wasn't just my weight.
It was.
It wasn't. You fluctuated a lot too, didn't you?
Yeah, I fluctuated.
So, I've written down every single day. So, before I went away, maybe the week before I went, I was sitting at 60 kilos. The heaviest I got on holiday was 62.5 kilos. So that's 2.5 kilos.
It's quite heavy, isn't it?
You know, if I had, so that was on the 11th, right? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 4 days into our holiday. If I had only weighed myself that day, I would have instantly shat myself and said, "Oh my God,
Not doing this anymore.
I can't do this. I'm just gonna
Starve myself
and
for the rest.
I would have gone one way or the other. I would have starved myself and not enjoyed my holiday, or I would have just gone, fuck it, I've fucked it now, so I'll just have the whole of the buffet, thank you. I also went down to 61 at one point, and then I went back up to 62. And then when we come home, so the last day of our holiday, I was 62.1. When we come home, so the first day back at home on the 15th, I weighed 61.4. So that was nearly a kilo. And then I weighed myself today. So today, as we're recording this, I weighed myself and I'm 60.7. What sort of sorcery is this? Please give me the down low.
Weight's always going to fluctuate because we was on holiday. We was having more carbohydrates, and we was obviously in the sun. We've flown as well, so that's going to make you hold a bit of water retention. But both of our weights fluctuated all over the place. So the main reason that is because if you eat carbohydrates, they store in the muscle cells as glycogen, and then you drink water, obviously. That's going to help you retain even more water. Think about what happens if you put bread in water, or if you cook rice with water, it will expand. Same thing happens. But interestingly, you've also got food volume. So
Yeah.
if you're eating lots of different types of food, you might not necessarily poo as often, or you might get a bit constipated, a bit bloated, and that's going to add to scale weight as well. So
And
there's a lot of factors.
Also just the sheer volume, like a lot of times when you're on holiday, you are enjoying the food, right? And even if you don't feel like you're eating excessively loads, you're probably eating more often than what you are at home, and drinking more often. So even like if you're just staying hydrated, it's that sheer volume, isn't it? That weight of what's going in is sat in here before it passes through. So even that on its own. So I think the day that I weighed the heaviest at 62.5 was the day after we had the highest calorie day that we had, where we ate the most food, and we felt very uncomfortable and very so that 62.5 kilos, it's not magically that I've gained weight that I've gained fat, because I think this is the important thing. I always would have believed that before I dived into this world and learned what I've learned. I would have always thought that. So I would have always thought, oh my God, I've put on 2.5 kilos. And I instantly would have gone, that's fat. But it's not, is it? What do you actually need to, what was it you said to me I need to overeat by?
So to gain a pound of fat, you have to overeat by 3,500 calories, which is a lot of food. And that's then...
without output as well.
Yeah, so let's say you burnt 2,000 calories in a day. To gain a pound of fat in a day, and we're just talking about 1 pound, which is like half a kilo, you would have to eat 5,500 calories if you burnt 2, because you've got to overeat. We're not just talking about eating 3,500 calories, because you've obviously got to take into account you're burning calories all the time anyway.
Yeah, and then that's another thing I didn't really understand either. even before you do anything in a day, like say you just laid in bed all day, say you was ill and you laid in bed all day, you're still burning calories because your body has to burn calories and use energy to fucking keep you alive.
And that's called the metabolism.
And that's your metabolism, which I never would understand. You know, you hear people say, oh, I have a quick metabolism, slow metabolism, and most people are like, oh, I have a slow metabolism. Like,
yeah, that's rubbish. Absolute nonsense.
Crap.
There's only one type of person who has a slow metabolism, and that's an underactive thyroid. And that's it. That's the only one. And then obviously you go to the doctors, they give you medication, and then your thyroid will start speeding up again.
So I think that's what is really important about this, and this really opened up my eyes, because I would never have usually weighed myself. I've never weighed myself on holiday, and I think most people would avoid it because they're fearful of it. But even if I'd come home, so let me go back to what I was. So even on the 14th, say I come home from holiday, and I weighed myself that evening. I mean, I would have been more because the 14th when we left was 62.1. So I probably would have been more by the evening because we've flown, water retention, sodium, food in my digestive system. I would have literally crapped my pants thinking I put on 2.1 kilos since I left. I would have literally been like, oh my God. And I probably wouldn't have then wanted to weigh myself again. Whereas if I waited 2 days and weighed myself today, I'm 60.7. So even again, I still would have gone, oh my God, I've put on 0.7 of a kilo. Oh my God, what the hell? Do you know what I mean? Like, that's why it messes up our brain, because we tie so much emotion to that scale, to the number on that scale.
I mean, we've done a video recently, haven't we, on talking about scale and why the scales isn't the best way to track your progress. We've done a video on that not long ago.
Yes. It's not uploaded yet, though.
Oh, okay.
So it depends if it's uploaded. So if I've uploaded it, I'll link it in the bottom. So that trend, if you like, of where you weigh yourself, like when you come back from holiday, or maybe as soon as you land, you're in your bathroom, you're weighing yourself, or you wait a few days or whatever, and you see that weight has fluctuated, and you instantly think, oh my God, I've put on fat because I fucking was living my best life at the buffet. I've had ice cream every day. I've been loving the cocktails. And rightly so, you should enjoy your holiday. It's not about restricting yourself. We definitely enjoyed our holiday. We had 1 or 2 ice creams every day. Mm-hmm. We had
pina coladas.
Well, nada coladas, darling.
Nada coladas.
We don't drink alcohol, but you had some non-alcoholic beers. We had mocktails every day. We had a frappuccino by the pool. So we was having a lot. We
didn't go low calorie at all.
We weigh ourselves, we think, oh my God, we've put on weight. So, okay, I need to go on a strict no carbs. I need to get in the gym and I need to do loads of cardio. I need to not be eating really this week. And you go into work and you've got your little salady bits and you're like, oh, I need to calm down after my holiday because I've put on, I've put on half a kilo, or I've put on 8 pounds or whatever. And then you end up going into this crazy, almost like you're punishing yourself because you went on holiday.
That's the cycle, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
People just get stuck in. And then, but, I've been doing this a long time, and the amount of clients I've got that go on holiday gain up to like 4 or 5 kilos in a week, which is a lot of weight fluctuation. But the more you weigh, the more muscle you've got, the more glycogen you can store, the more weight you can store as well.
Yeah, can we, before you say what you're going to say, touch on how much you fluctuated?
Yeah, I was half a stone.
Half a stone?
Yeah, I went up half a stone. And then I think it was like the middle of the holiday. And then the next few days it then went back down.
Yeah.
And I weighed back to normal again on the last day. But what we was discussing was glycogen. And basically what that means is the more muscle you have, the more carbohydrates you will store as energy. So you probably heard the terminology used before called carb loading, which is where effectively athletes or people that are doing endurance races will eat more carbohydrates before an event to have more energy to be able to actually be fueled for the event. So if you have more muscle, you're more active, you're more able to, your body has a better ability to absorb carbohydrates, which get digested as glucose, which is blood sugar, and then the muscles absorb them into glycogen. So having more muscle cells means that you can absorb more glucose from the blood, which is fantastic for your health. But you might jump on the scales and go, what the fuck? I've gained all this weight. What's the matter with me? But you will notice that people who are more active and eat more carbohydrates will have more fluctuations throughout their week, depending, especially if they're training like big muscles like legs, which increases inflammation, which again will absorb even more glucose into glycogen because they're such huge muscles.
Yeah, and that kind of comes back around to what we were talking about earlier when saying about metabolism, how people just kind of go, oh, well, I've got a slow metabolism. And it's kind of like when you know, I've been there as well. Like, after having Oliver, and I was just thinking, oh, well, that's it now. I've got a slow metabolism, and oh, it's all right. Like, I'd look at Luke, and obviously he was a lot more active than what I was at doing a manual job, where I'd be obviously sat at home, quite inactive. But I was all right for you. You can eat all this and not put anything on. Like, you've got a fast metabolism. But actually, it's because he's active and his body is needing to use that source of energy.
Yeah, and I'm burning more calories.
And he's burning more calories. We both
We're very fluctuated.
We both fluctuated in our weight on holiday. Essentially, what it is the problem isn't the scale. The problem isn't that number on the scale. It's people don't actually know what they're looking at, do they?
Yeah. Yeah, they don't know the difference between muscle gain, fat loss, carbohydrate intake, hydration.
Water, retention, inflammation. Like I said, sheer amount of volume of food. If you haven't had a poo that day.
Yeah, that's a big one, that is.
That's a huge one, you know. If you where do you think it's going?
Mm-hmm.
Doing this little experiment was so eye-opening. Not like for me to be like, wow, okay, right. So actually, those fluctuations, they're not bad. It's not the end of everything. I've not fucked all my progress up, because if I didn't have the thought process I have now, and if I think of me 5 years ago, maybe even 7 years ago, whatever, maybe even 3 years ago, if I fought with that mentality, my consistency where I'm at now, I probably just would have gone like this, because I would have gone, well, you fucked it all up, and it's the all or nothing.
And you can't do that in a week. You can't mess anything up in a week. It's not possible.
But you can't mess anything up in a week. Like,
it takes years to overeat to get a lot of body fat, and it's amazing, really, when people are like, "Oh, you mean I have to diet for 12 weeks?" It's like, yeah, you can lose like a couple of years worth of fat gain in 12 weeks if you graft.
yeah.
I mean, you can prolong it and it can take longer, but you can get in and out if you want. You don't. It doesn't have to be so prolonged.
Let's break it down a little bit more then, and then let's talk about the actual, like, how to survive the fluctuations, I guess. But like I've got here, so obviously food volume, we've said, is the food actually physically sat in your digestive system. Obviously the carbs, we spoke about the glycogen. So sodium. So when we say sodium, salt.
Mm-hmm.
So you think, you go on holiday, where's the first place you go to? Airport.
Mm-hmm.
Airport food, generally takeaway stuff or fry ups, whatever.
Yeah.
Salty.
And alcohol.
And alcohol, yeah, for a lot of people, you know, not everyone, like we're sober, but you know, you live your life on holiday, it's no right or wrong. And then think when you're at the buffet, a lot of that's going to be salted or cooked in so much oil, like we found. Everything's cooked in oil where we went, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Mediterranean diet.
Mediterranean, yeah. You think all of that salt, and as well, you're going to be dehydrated. Even if you're like, oh, I'm drinking all day. On holiday, you need to drink, like, more than what
especially
you
in the
think,
sun.
because you're in the sun and you're sweating away. Even things like travel stress, like stressing around that, a change of environment, if you've got jet lag, if there's a time difference, so you're eating at different times, that sometimes can have a big impact, can't it?
Yeah, they all play a role into it, don't they?
Yeah, and inflammation. Even if you're someone who's like, inflammation, I don't get inflammation. You will have inflammation from that flight.
Everyone gets.
You see what happened to a bag of crisps on a packet, on a plane?
Well, a lot of people do, don't they? Because that's why people wear like compression socks.
Yeah, literally. Like I said to you, didn't I? When I come off the plane, when we got there, I was like, I said, I feel so like bloated and uncomfortable. I said, I'm so full of air. And Luke laughed. I went, no, I seriously feel like a packet of crisps on an aeroplane. Like I need someone to open me up, because I feel so like, when I'm on the aeroplane, I literally can feel in my stomach, I can feel the air building up. I know it sounds really dramatic, but I can literally feel that. It's like, you don't really get what I mean, do you? But I feel that. So yeah, so they're the things. So let's talk then of what everyone actually wants to know. on holiday, you're going away. Obviously, the fluctuations are going to happen. You got to accept they're going to happen. So either just don't fucking weigh yourself, which most people don't weigh themselves on holiday. Don't even weigh yourself on holiday. Wait until a couple of days from coming home.
Yeah, and wait till you come home. I normally say to clients, wait a week.
Wait a week. Don't weigh
Get
yourself.
back into routine.
Get back into your routine. Don't weigh yourself until a week in.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, I didn't gain any weight on holiday. But I guarantee if they'd weighed themselves upon getting home, they would have done.
Exactly. So that's rule number 1. Wait a week before you weigh yourself, and don't weigh yourself on holiday. Just enjoy your holiday. Second of all, if you know you're going to be eating a lot more, so you might track, you might not. Again, up to you. We tracked as well as we could on holiday, because obviously we don't have our scales. It wasn't exactly accurate, but we weighed what we could, or we tracked what we could. If you know you're eating a lot more than usual, just get out more.
But we did it for an experiment. We wouldn't normally do that. That's the first time on any holiday I've ever tracked or tried to track what we eat.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
I think a general good rule is to say, enjoy yourself, but don't take the piss.
Yeah, so with one of my girls, she was actually on holiday same time as us. I basically set her the task of, don't worry about the calories, like you say, just don't take the piss. All I want you to focus on is make sure you're having protein with every meal.
Yeah.
Just focus on your protein and just be active. For some of you, you might actually find you walk more on holiday if you work from home, maybe. Some of you might be the other way around. But just get up and around. Even if you're like, I don't want to go. Like Luke had us scaling the whole coastline of Tenerife. We did like 25,000 steps a day. But you don't have. It doesn't have to be that extreme, and you don't have to go to the gym every time. Like we went to the gym 5 times a week. You don't have to go to the gym 5 times a week, but just get up. Be conscious of just even a walk around the pool. Even that walk to and from the bar, like it all counts. Just getting up and doing some moving.
That's what I put in the WhatsApp group, and I said, why would you not want to have energy on holiday? The best way you can get more energy is by going to the gym or doing exercise. I didn't say people have to go to the gym on holiday. I know people that don't exercise at home, but then exercise when they're on holiday. But it happens, doesn't it? People get involved in the water aerobics or the yoga.
Yeah, even
people
that.
do, don't they?
Get involved in the aqua aerobics. If you've been sat down for a couple of hours, think, I'll go and get the rounds this time.
We know this better than anyone. I was a personal trainer on a cruise ship, and I was PTing. Most people that I personal trained in my year away at sea were people that never lifted weights ever before, and they saw there's an opportunity while they're there and they got a gym on the holiday. Why not just try it?
And there's no pressure, is there? Because it's just in with your hotel.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to sign up for a membership. It's not like you're going to do anything crazy and commit. You can just go and experiment.
You want to stay hydrated. Make sure, because if you're sunbathing, it's hot where you are, you're going to sweat a lot more. You're going to lose a lot of electrolytes. Make sure you're hydrated. I mean, I did take electrolytes away and have them in the mornings. Make sure you're obviously drinking enough water.
And prioritise having protein with every meal.
Yeah, especially if you're at a buffet, all inclusive.
Don't restrict yourself. Just think where can
eat the protein first on your plate. So if you've got chicken, eat that first, then eat the carbs afterwards.
Yeah, which is something I started to do, and I actually said I'm really proud of myself because I always would have before eaten the carbs first rather than the protein. Where now, eat the protein because that's much more important, especially if you're on any type of journey. Really, I mean, I expect you are because you're watching this, but prioritise having your protein and don't think like you're on holiday. Literally, like so many of us work so hard for a holiday a year. The holiday that we've had to ask our boss for permission on, and we count down, we get really excited. Enjoy yourself. This is what I say to my girls, don't restrict yourself. Just don't take the piss. Like, don't go in and fucking eat 5,000 calories on repeat. But don't restrict yourself. See where you can add. So, like, look at something you're going to have and go, right, protein first step. Is there protein in this? Can I add protein to this? Second of all, fruits and veg. Is there fruit and veg on this plate? And can I add it? Or can I add it? Like, so don't restrict. Actually look where you can add. That would be my best advice to stay in.
As a good rule, enjoy yourselves on holiday. Don't overindulge. If you know you're going to have a massive meal in the evening, lighter breakfast, lighter lunch, blowout dinner. Or you can do it in reverse if you're someone that loves a big breakfast. Have your big breakfast and then kind of taper the meals down throughout the day and just make sure you're pretty active. It's a pretty good place to start for most people.
So if you want to have a chat with either of us around where you're at right now, maybe you've got a holiday coming up, maybe you want to know how you can stay on plan for holiday, or maybe you've got a weight loss goal or a strength goal or any kind of goal before you go on holiday, hit us up. We'll leave the link below. You can apply for a free activation call with either of us, and yeah, see you later. Enjoy.
Speak soon.